What up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the In Off the Bench podcast, college baseball. Tonight, we are being brought to you by Old Dominic Distillery, Chinook Seedery, and Jesus One Apparel. Jim, oftentimes we look forward to all these conference matchups going into the weekend, but we can't do that because the midweek mayhem has started. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that it's going to help propel some teams, add to resumes, because at the end of the season, these midweeks are going to matter. They may not matter to some now, but I'm telling you, when it's time to pack resumes and stack up against other teams, these games matter.
That's where you separate the casuals, Daniel. Who's watching midweeks? Who's studying their team? Who's seeing the depth?
I mean, you better be, because it's clear, because tonight we've got some things to talk about and go over. First, Coastal Carolina jumping all over Clemson to start the midweek mayhem. 8-2. Coastal has a huge 6-run third. Sebastian Alexander and Blake Pardo with 2 big bombs, and Luke Jones, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs. I mean, he's really getting after it.
Oh, that one's hammered to left field. Listy's tracking back, and that one's not coming back. Another home run. And Coastal Carolina has jumped all over Clemson here in the top of the 3rd inning.
You know what the best part is, Daniel? It was not even planned. Oh, God. I did not even realize that Coastal and Clemson faced off in the first round of our March Madness uniform bracket, and you better believe Coastal knocked off Clemson there, too. So, clean sweep by Coastal. And me and you talked about it. There's nobody right now that has a better midweek resume than Coastal Carolina, and that's going to matter because it's all against ranked teams. And so when these mid-majors are throwing it up there, Coastal's going to be able to say, hey, we got 4, 5, 6, top 25 victories. It matters.
Yep.
But, we got to talk, there is another Carolina battle. We got North Carolina. We got South Carolina. I got excited first, Daniel. Our guy Ethan Petry starts off the game hot, gets a bomb. North Carolina responds. It's been an absolute slugfest. It's 13-8 right now in the 8th. It's just been going back and forth. But, you can't never have too many home runs, Daniel, especially in a beautiful ballpark like they got in Charlotte, man. You got the skyscrapers in the background. You got these dudes trying to take out windows.
Susie blasted deep right field. Petry takes a few steps and then forgets about it. That is a high, majestic bomb out to right center.
Petry found his way into both clips, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, he goes, that was just a beautiful, majestic home run. I mean, if you noticed, the one that Ethan hit, he took 2 steps, put his head down, and kept trotting like he knew it was gone. And then the same thing in the outfield when he's watching the other team. He takes 2 steps and then just watches it go. He's like, "No, I'm good on all that."
You think South Carolina? They got 2 innings to battle this thing back. They are the home team, even though it's a neutral site. What do you think, man? Can South Carolina come back and take this battle of the Carolinas?
I mean, it's anybody's game. I mean, look at the runs they're putting up. They're hitting majestic bombs tonight. I mean, anything is possible. Speaking of anything possible, Gabe Fraser, first home run is a grand slam. He hits it with swagger. Arkansas, the one thing that I got to say about Arkansas, Jim, is that the pitching depth is starting to really creep in my head about, I don't know how good they are, because Fisher, 3 innings pitched, 3 earned run. Bybee, 1 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Carter, 1 inning pitch, 1 earned run. Gibbler, 2 innings pitch, 1 earned run. I mean, they're giving up a lot of runs to teams like this. Like, they shouldn't be giving up runs.
Well, even on the weekends, Aiden Jimenez, our guest, he's been the one, constant, reliable guy out of the bullpen, but they've been getting up a lot of runs. Arkansas is winning by outscoring people right now in a 13-13 game, but you're right. They're going to have to limit. If you're going to win in the SEC against all the other big boys, you're not going to be able to give up 10+ a game.
No, they got it. This is what they got to do.
Daniel, are you ear-holing him the next time?
I mean, in a 13-13 game, you've really put yourself behind the 8 ball. But me, yes. Like, I'm going to bet on myself in a 13-13 game. If he comes up again, he's getting drilled. You're not going to do that to me, son. Not up in here.
Well, at the box, we talked about it. Ironically, Daniel, comes full circle. Last time they were hosting Louisiana Lafayette, we talked with Cade Arambidi about it. Cajun-omics have been shut down because they decided to snitch it out, tell about LSU fans getting to watch. We haven't been very happy. We haven't been able to watch it since. So what better way than to play them again and absolutely punish them and take it out on them? And the first person to do it is Cade Arambidi. And I have to note, I got the Bear Jones bomb in here. This dude, preseason first team All-SEC, has absolutely lived up to the hype. He had opportunity to go pro, felt like he can mold himself into something better, build his draft stock. He's done nothing but do it. So check it out.
He's first pitch swinging. He hits it very high, very deep, way back it goes. You can pucker up and kiss hitting streak to 5 games, and he smashes one. How far will it carry? It is out of here.
It's 17-4, Daniel, and the game is still going because they haven't even got to the 7th. It's in the 6th. They put up 9 in the first one. That's what happens when you snitch, Daniel. Snitches get stitches. You know that. And Cade, by the way, 3 for 3 with a walk. Have a day, young man.
Go ahead, Cade, get it. Go get you some. I mean, hey, like you said, you karma will get you. You can't be a bad, ugly person and not expect bad, ugly things to happen to you. So there's that for you. Memphis, Ole Miss just goes final. Ole Miss takes it 7-5. Obviously, we were watching in real time. Big home run in the 8th for Ole Miss, puts them up 7-5. They end up closing the door on Memphis in the top of the 9th, and that's a shame. Memphis is right there, and I think that's kind of the story of the Tiger season so far. They're 2 games under 500, but the games that they've lost, they've been a hit away or a defensive play away, or one bad inning away from really being a very good above average ball club.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I plan on going and checking them out here soon. But you like to see them giving a good battle for those who are coming to the midweek. You obviously know how close Oxford and Memphis are, so you got a lot of fans of both of the game. We had great weather here today, so I know people were definitely there, and they got to see a good game. One note real quick while we're talking about going final. He was 0 for 3 in the game when I looked earlier. He did not have a good Friday or Saturday against Tennessee, but Justin LeBron gets him a walk-off RBI single to survive and beat North Alabama. So, Daniel, we talk about it. In the midweek survive and advance, it doesn't have to be pretty. They got it done from their best player. But, we gotta talk Tennessee, Daniel. Obviously playing Queens, not playing anybody, but we'd be remiss if we didn't, have a Tennessee bomb, especially when it's a guest. And who does it better than Bargo bomb?
10-7 to win Friday night. Bargo, opposite field way. It's going to bank Peters up towards the wall, heading towards the porch and gone. Bargo continues to swing up.
Daniel, when Keelan got hurt and he got taken out of the lineup, other than that that Thursday game where he struggled, Friday he killed it, Saturday he killed it, today he killed it. Bargo's making it to where, Gavin is able to take his time. Coach Tony V can chill. And honestly, Daniel, we got the best problem again, that they tend to have. Somebody's going to have to slide out that's good when he comes back.
Yep. I remember what happened last time they had that problem. They won a national championship. So I'm sure it's a great problem to have.
It's on a pitching side, it's how Blade Tidwell found himself out of the rotation. A guy named Drew Beam stepped in on Sunday and dominated.
Yep. The one thing I'll say, man, that was an incredible piece of hitting. I feel like the wind must have been blowing out pretty heavy because it didn't look like the ball. It didn't look like he put a good pass on the ball. I mean, it's hard to tell from that angle, but it just seemed like the ball just kept carrying and carrying.
I got a Tennessee note for you. It wasn't planned to be sent on here, but you want to know how fun it is. We talked about how great it is out there, how good those fans, and I'm thinking specifically because the Bargos. Bargos told me they're excited to see me next weekend. JJ invited me to go LSU at Oklahoma next weekend. I don't have to drive. I can ride with him. Never been to Oklahoma's baseball field. But, Daniel, I cannot leave Knoxville hanging, man. The people are awesome.
It's a tough call. I mean, you're going it's even tougher because Oklahoma's a pretty good ball club, and it's
A&M isn't where we thought they'd be, but it would be my luck, Daniel. I wouldn't go to Tennessee. People aside, and the Tennessee A&M would live up to the hype of the College World Series last year.
Yeah. Battle of Florida was happening tonight. Florida State doubled up with a walk-off grand slam by Alex Lodice. He hits for the cycle. FSU wins 8-4.
I had to put it on there twice, Daniel. For whatever reason, Florida State hadn't released the sound yet, but man, you can still, with no sound, you can feel the energy off that.
Yeah, the one thing that I will say, and this is kind of the theme of the night, is looking into the pitchers and the depth and what are they doing. Knowing that it took this walk-off for Florida State to win against a really good team, Florida. Like, you got 6 walks, 3 hits, and 4 runs. That's not good enough from the Florida State staff. They've got to do better. They got to limit the walks. If they're only giving up 4 hits in a game, and they're having to use a walk-off grand slam to win the game, like, you got to do better than that.
Let me ask you a question, Daniel. How concerned are we about Florida overall? Like, we were talking last night, A&M about them about the fact that they don't have the roster that A&M does, and so they've lost 6 straight in the SEC, and they're losing the midweeks to their in-state rival. I mean, that's a game, Daniel, when you talk about needing a midweek really bad, this is one you need, and clearly you're in it in a 4-4 game, and you blow it down the stretch. So Florida's got to find something to get right.
I mean, this isn't a midweek where it's like a coin flip for them. Like, if they win, great. If they lose, great. That's at the beginning of the season. But here we are tonight going into the game. You go, all right, like, we probably need to win this. That will look really good. And obviously it'll probably
what we talked with Troy about last night, right? That win is monumental going into the weekend. You need some kind of momentum right now. A&M goes and gets that. Florida doesn't. And so, it's good to get that win in the column. It's good to feel good going into the weekend. So they didn't do it. But I'll tell you who's got to feel good. Daniel, I can't say enough about Merrick Houston. I could have left this highlight, this score out there. They played Elon, winning 10-0 doesn't mean much. But, Merrick Houston, I can make a legitimate case. He's the best player in college baseball, and the draft boards show it. A lot of them have him projected, not just top 10, some, top 5. And, I did the Rocky video the one day, and I'm going to do it again, Daniel.
To say to your mother, this kid's going to be the best kid in the world. This kid's going to be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege.
Ready on the offer. This one lifted into left. Chasing back is offered. He will look up and watch it leave. Merrick Houston's night continues. Now 3 for 3. And he will extend the Wake Forest lead.
I mean, Daniel, you heard him say 3 for 3. The kid is not just home runs. We talk about defensively, he's a monster. I mean, I had Matthew Dallas tell me he's the best defensive player he's ever played with, and that's a kid who came over from that Tennessee team last year. Like, the kid can ball.
Yeah, it shows too. He's gonna be he's in good shape with our Survivor game going on. He's got an idol, and he's tough to beat right now. So be interesting to see how he does. Wake continues to roll tonight like they did against Elon, but we got to do some rapid fire. I got a lot of scores out there. Most are final, some are not, but I'm going to give you the skinny on everything. Georgia and Georgia Tech both cruise to victory. Virginia loses yet again to Liberty. I mean, Virginia, it's this roller coaster, but I think the roller coaster is on its way down, and it might be down for good. But Cincinnati, 12-2 over Louisville. 3 errors for the Cardinals tonight leads to a bunch of unearned runs. Can't have that if you're going to win games. Xavier beat Kentucky 9-3. Kentucky probably okay not winning this game, but you definitely don't want to, lose 9-3 to an Xavier team that you should beat and then have this big series this weekend that they really need desperately. Vandy 8-0 over Eastern Kentucky. Duke up 1 in the 7th against ECU. Duke trying on that same roller coaster, trying to get some momentum, trying to gain some speed as they go to the top of the hill. TCU wins 4-1 over Rio Grande Valley. Oklahoma State currently up 8-3 in the 7th over Wichita State. Houston over Stephen F. Austin 7-2. Baylor crushes UT Arlington 12-4. UC Irvine, number 19 team in the country, down big early to USC 7-2 in the third. 7-2 in the third.
You
Man,
got to do an update on your scoreboard. I don't know why all your other ones are current. For whatever reason, Duke, East Carolina is not. Duke has finished and won that game over ECU. So ECU dropping one that we talk about it. Need those, even if Duke's not what we thought they were. That's an ACC team nonetheless.
hey, go ahead, go get it. Baylor crushing UT Arlington 12-4. Arizona State 3, UNLV 1 early in that game. Oklahoma 11, Oral Roberts 2. Oklahoma, we just talked about it. A team that's in good shape. Got a good chance to hopefully add to their resume and add to those
I am
SEC
interested
wins.
to see what happens for their Sunday situation. Our guest Cam Johnson is done for the season. They obviously have to fit that in. They do have the Witherspoons going on Friday and Saturday. It's a heck of a combo, but we just talk about pitching depth, and the war of attrition. So you definitely going to have somebody step up. But their batting lineup has proved to be way better than I predicted. I've owned that one. I was definitely wrong on them and Alabama. Oklahoma, man, I'm interested to see if they can keep this going.
Yeah, me too. I think why not? Why not? They got one of the best pitchers in the country. So that Friday game, that game 1 of the conference weekend, got a good arm there. Bama 4, North Alabama 3, and you've got Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Purdue, Pittsburgh, and West Virginia rounding out the victories for the week of our teams that we cover. But it's another solid midweek.
It's a great Tuesday slate. We did it tonight because the Wednesday slate is not good. There's not a game that you have to be a diehard college baseball fan, Daniel, to invest in the old Wednesday slate.
Yeah, it's and I think it's a little bit by design. Obviously, you can't afford to get in a position on a Wednesday where you're going into extras and you're having to run through arms and bullpens, and then you have your second baseman out there throwing pitches on the bump just because you don't want to go through any of the guys that you need for the weekend. So,
well, I'll tell you this: Wednesday may not be there, but Thursday this week, everyone's blessed. You got Stanford at Virginia. Obviously, Virginia isn't what they're supposed to be, but they obviously, if they want to do anything this season, they need to do this one. You got Mississippi State at LSU, which I'll be there. And I wish it was a Friday start series, Daniel, because of what I'm fixing to say. Florida at Ole Miss is going on as well. I really wish they could have been staggered so I could have caught the Ole Miss Florida game on Thursday, rode down Friday. Too convenient, clearly, but Florida at Ole Miss, we obviously know how desperate Florida is, so we just talked about it. And even West Virginia at BYU. BYU is not a bad team, so on a Thursday night, man, to have 4 games like that, series, conference, that's nice.
yeah, very, very nice. But obviously, there's nothing nicer than a nice set of conference matchups to aid in the week that is. I mean, good week of baseball. We're going to be all over it this weekend.
We were both 4-3 last week, in case you're wondering. Had different picks and somehow still came out with the same record.
Man, that's rough. I'm back in the game. I'm bringing the fire this week. I'm going 7-0 this week.
We got. Well, there's usually 8. We went 7 because
I'm gonna go 8-0.
But
you put 30 on there. I'm gonna go 30-0.
I just know that you got 2 wins the first week and I got 3, and then we at least got 4. So we're trending in the right direction.
I'm just setting the bar low so that I can have this big rise to success here. But Jim, let's get out of here, man. Appreciate you. We'll see everybody. Hey, tomorrow night. Got more content for y'all. Y'all stick around. We'll see y'all. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.